Eagle Bay, it costs $12 per hour to rent a canoe. So let's stop right there. $12 per hour. What is that? A slope, because it's a per. So I know that my slope is 12. And I could also tell right now what my x and y are. When I look at this, I told you slope, it'll be something per x. So $12, so my y is my dollars per hour, so my x is the hour. Okay, so that slope gives me a lot of information. It tells me what variable is my x, what variable is my y, and we have our rate of change. Nate and his friends rent a canoe for 4 hours and paid $68. Okay, this is a point. 4 hours. Hours are my x. The cost, the dollars, are my y. So that is the point for 68. Now we've written equations from this before. Remember the y minus y1 equals m, x minus x1? So I can say y minus my y value, which is 68, equals the m, which is 12, times x minus our x value, which is 4. So if we distribute the 12, add over the 68, then y is 12x plus 12. So I found my slope. I used the units on my slope to tell me x and y. We had our point and we wrote our equation. Now we have to go back and answer the rest of the question. So we want to find the cost to rent the canoe for 7 hours. So hours would be the x or the y? The x. So it's saying the x is 7.
I don't have a accent. I'm leaving in like 20 minutes again.
Okay.
Okay.
So if we plug that in, yes.
Wait, why can't we use like the A on X and B Y?
Because I gave you the slope here.
Ah,
So we use the x and y one when we have like 2 unknowns. But since this one gave us the slope, it's easier. So we have y equals 12 times the x, which is 7, plus 20. So y is 104. And then a couple of you haven't really been putting any labels on that final answer, but we should. My y is measured in what? Dollars. So it costs $104 to rent that canoe for 7 hours. Questions? Let's take a look at the next one. A construction company charges $18 per hour. Let's stop right there. $18 per hour. What is that number? That's my M. And that can also tell me my X and my Y. What's my X? Hours. The per whatever, that is your X. What's my Y? The dollars. There's dollars per hour. So now I know my slope, and I know how to set up my order pairs. The X has to be the number of hours, the Y has to be the cost. Alright. So then it says they charge $18 per hour for debris removal plus a one-time fee for the use of the trash dumpster. The total fee for 8 hours of service was $219. So what do I do with that? Mhm. We can, yes. So we have the 0.8, comma 219. And then we can put it into the formula. Y minus Y1 equals M, which was 18, times X minus 8. So let's distribute 18, so we get 18x plus, oh sorry, minus 18 times 8, 144. Add over 219. So we get y equals 18x negative 144 plus 219. So that's my equation that we had to write. And then we have to answer. So that's basically, we have to have the equation, and then we have to answer the question that was asked. So then it says, write and solve a linear equation, so we've got that, to find the one-time fee for the trash dumpster. Okay, what it's asking for here is how much do you have to pay even if you don't use it at all? I want to know how much just to get the dumpster there. So that's like saying if we have it for 0 hours, how much are we going to pay? Yep, all right. Plug in a 0 for your x. It's just asking for that y-intercept. And the y was in dollars. So you pay $75 to get the dumpster there. All right. Why don't you guys take a look at the next one, see if you can identify your slope, your x and y, and the point. Okay, if you don't get the whole thing done, that's fine, but go ahead and see how far you can get with it. So the slope, we have $39 per month. So that's the slope. Okay, now, with the slope, it's always y per x. So that means my x is the month, and my y is the dollars. So then, we know that in 6 months, the cost was $264.70. So that's my order of care, 6, comma, 264.70. So then it tells me to write an equation. So we use the point slope formula. Y minus y sub 1 equals M times x minus x sub 1. Distribute. Add over the 264.70. So our equation is 39.95x plus 25. Okay. Are we all right with that part? Then we have to answer the next question. Write and solve a linear equation to find the total cost for 2 years. Okay, careful. If I'm talking about 2 years, is that my x or my y? It'll,
It's 12 X,
okay,
so 24.
x would have to be 24 because x is measured in months. 2 years is 24 months. So we plug that in.
Doing that.
Yes,
Where'd you get 24?
because it told me we had 2 years, but we already said that x had to be in months. So we know there's 12 months in a year, so 2 times 12 is 24. And my y is dollars, so we should get a total cost of $983.80.
Yep.
One more. So a home security company provides security systems for $5 per week. What is that number? M. Okay, can you tell me what X is? And what is Y? Plus an installation fee. The total fee for 12 weeks of service is $210. So what is that? It's my order pair, 12 comma 210. So then we put it in the point slope formula. So y minus the y value, y minus 210, equals m, which is 5, times x minus 12. Distribute the 5. Add over the 210. So we get 5x plus 150. That's my equation. Now we have to answer the second question. So now it wants to know the cost of the installation fee. So I'm trying to find the cost. I'm looking for a y. If I just want the cost to install, how many weeks has this been? It's 0. It's basically saying how much did you pay just to get it there, not for having service for any number of weeks. So it's saying if my x is 0, what would our cost be? Okay. So that's our stopping point for today. You have, very similar to what we have been doing, I have a handout. You are doing the front, 1 through 5.